What's up, fellow gamers? Kevin J2010 here, welcoming you back to some more Pokemon FireRed. In the last episode, what did we do in the last episode? In the last episode, we caught Articuno. We're gonna use him as our flying type to get us around places. A lot of people have been commenting, saying like, you need a flying type in your team. You don't need a flying type. You never need anything when you play Pokemon. You can have an HM slave. You can go through the game however you want. In fact, I was thinking about it. You know what you should do? You know what we should do? We should make an LP. Well, not an LP, but you should go through Pokemon where you don't like none of your team actually has HM moves, but you give all your Pokemon that are HM slaves names based on which HMs they use. Like you would call your Rat a Swiss Army because he can do cut and strength. And it's like, I don't know. You can name stuff. You can name the one that knows cut, sword. You name the one that knows flashlight. You name the one that's that knows surfboard. I don't know, whatever. It's not the point. It's supposed to be a joke. Anyway, here and we got here to Cinnabar Island, and what we're gonna do here in Cinnabar Island, we're gonna come into this place. In this place, there's things you can do. You can talk to people in here. This guy, hello there. Do you happen to have a Raichu? Would you like to trade for my Electrode? I don't have a Raichu, but yes. You can trade for Electrode here. There's no real use pointing the graphics out for Pokemon that we've seen that are just evolved forms. But one thing that's funny to point out with Electrode being the fastest electric type in the game and being a very good Pokemon, it's worth pointing out that you can actually get an Electrode that is below level, because when you trade Pokemon, it's the same level as the Pokemon you traded for, but since Raichu evolves via Thunderstone, you could get a level 5 Pikachu, evolve it, and then you have a level 5 Electrode, which is weird. Anyway, this guy talks about Eevee. I'll teach you a nifty move. Teach you a Pokemon, watch the fun unfold. It's a move called Metronome. That's the tutor for Metronome. Metronome's a funny move because it can legitimately be any move in the game. Clefairy learns it via level up, and I didn't really bother. But anyway, you want to talk to this guy. It's like, I'm looking for a Pokemon Ponyta. Want to trade for my Seal? I don't have a Ponyta. And we could have caught a Seal in last area. That should have been the other way around. But anyway, hiya! I am important doctor. They missed the word. Yes, very much so indeed. Here I study rare Pokemon fossils. All the time I study. You have a fossil for me? You can give the Dome fossil or the Old Amber. We're going to give him the Old Amber. Oh, that is Old Amber it is. Is the fossil of Aerodactyl, a Pokemon that is already extinct. My resurrection machine will make that Pokemon live again. So you hurry and give me that. I don't know. I can't read this guy. Give the Old Amber to the weird doctor. I take a little time. You go for a walk. You go for a walk a little while. He's supposed to talk like FPS Russia. That's what makes it funny. Yes. I should have done that. Sorry about that. Fix my mic. Anyway, I felt my mic was a little too close to my mouth by looking at my waveforms while I'm recording. Yeah, I look at that when I record because I'm cool. Cause it's cool. Cause it's cool. Anyway, pretty much just done with that. When we come back, that Pokemon will be out. We want to come in here, the Pokemon Mansion. A lot of people hate this place. It's kind of a fire dungeon, sort of. I don't know. It's weird. I like this dungeon because it actually has a lot of story-based reasons why it's in the game. Or, like, stories was based off this place. Stories were based off this place. Anyway. 2 new Pokemon you can find here. We've seen them before, but we couldn't catch them yet. You can get Coughing and Grimer, and you can get their Evolve Forms here. Their Evolve Forms are version exclusive for catching them in the wild, but they're not technically version exclusive because you can catch both Coughing and Grimer in either game, so it's weird. Anyway, Coughing... The Coughing and Wheezing, I should say. Poison types, very adept at physical defense and have decent special attack, which kind of sucks because Poison is a physical type. And then Grimer and Muck are very adept at special defense and are really good at physical attack. Both of them can be really bulky, and I would suggest using either one. The only reason why I didn't use them is because you get them so late game, and I already have 2 Poison types, so... Yeah, anyway, going on with our lives. There's actually not too much to do here, but something that's really fun to do is to not run into that guy. Don't run into that guy. You can also find, like, Growlithe. Ooh, we found a Weezing. That's cool. That's cool. Well, we'll just one-shot it with Psychic. But I mean, we found a Weezing. Or actually, we might not one-shot it. Because it's bulky, yeah. Yeah. It's funny, because throughout my days of semi-competitive Pokemon playing, I now know... Like, I was really interested in reading it, and I used to play on Smogon all the time. You learn a lot of, like, just, like, general mental calculations. Like, I don't know, like, it's gonna do exactly, 43 damage to me. Like, I didn't know that. And it was a 33. But anyway, I didn't know exactly how much damage it was gonna do. But I knew, like, it would, like, I can guess whether it's gonna be a 1 or 2 hit KO, and generally be pretty close. Which is kind of sad. Anyway, I'm gonna use a Max Repel here. Because anything that shows up is probably worth killing with Poliwrath, Rosie, anyway. Good thing about Rosie, actually, is she actually has the 2 types of pretty much all the Pokemon you can find here, because you can find Growlithe and Vulpix in here. And once he learns a fighting move, which he will really soon, wink wink, he'll be able to take on some other ones. Anyway, you want to come up, well, you don't really want to come up here, but something that's really fun to do in this game is to read these books. Diary, February 6th, Mew gave birth. We named the newborn Mewtwo. Basically everything in here was kind of like a basis for what the first game, well, not the first game, the first movie was based on. The whole first movie was pretty much based on this mansion. This mansion talks about how they created Mew, their attempts to clone it and stuff. So it's actually really cool, the information you can read about in here. I highly suggest reading it and learning, well, not really learning, because learning sucks, but you know what I mean. It's cool to look at all this stuff, to read around and see the stuff that goes on with it. If you watch Did You Know Gaming, they did a little thing on this place, and you can catch, here's the funny thing about Ditto and Mew. Mew and Ditto can both learn Transform. And not only can they both learn Transform, they can also both, they also both have, wow, anyway, that was weird. Anyway, they also both have, level stats in every stat. They're both pretty much the same color. And just about every place where you can find Mew or anything related to Mew, you can find Dittos. In fact, in this place, which talks about Mew a lot, you can also find Dittos. Even their shinies are the same color. It can be assumed that Dittos are the failed attempts at cloning Mew, which is what scientists were trying to do. Because Mew was so rare, they tried to clone him, and they made Mewtwo. And that's the story of the first movie, which was really sad. It's funny, because I talked about the first movie in the first episode or the second episode of this LP, so that's kind of cool. It's nice to have some continuity, don't you think? Anyway, I'm going to try taking out this Raticate because I want Rosie to level up so we can get... I want her to be level 35 because when she's level 35, she will learn a great move for taking on normal types. Wow, why are you using Pursuit? Use Hyper Fang. It does damage and you get stabbed from it. Pursuit, I resist and you don't get stabbed from it. You silly Raticate! You silly. Although apparently the moves that a Pokemon uses, well, it's not really apparently, is actually based on their stats. July 5th, Guyana, South America. A new Pokemon was discovered deep in the jungle. See, this is one of the first one. You can read them in order if you find them all. You find the calcium. There's a lot of calcium and stuff in here. I'm going to assume that if you look into that, quote unquote, it's kind of explaining how they had to try and, it explains how they were, like, what they were using to train Mew, or to clone Mew, maybe. They just needed, like, hey, maybe we should give it, maybe some more calcium will make a new Mew or something. Who knows? It's one of those things where you can kind of just, like, it's a nice fan fiction place. I guess that's a good way to put it. God, there's so many level 36 Pokemon in here. Jesus Christo. Okay, I'm done with training here. I'm going to put out one of my stronger Pokemon. I'm going to put out Sorback. Sorback needs training too, but anyway, we probably won't run into too many Pokemon here now. Anyway, the way this place works is there's switches. This is a switch, the little statue of Mew. Whenever you press it, all the doors will flop. Like, as you can see, this door is now open, which is not the right way to go, and I can't go over there, so I'm now in the wrong place. Use a lot of repels here. People hate this place, and the only reason why is because of the random encounters. I know where to go, and I'm an idiot. And we got another random encounter. I want to get through this place. Jesus, there's so many random Pokemon in here, and it's really bothering me. It's actually really bothering me how many Pokemon we're facing here. Anyway. So what you want to do is you're going to want to hit the switch. I guess, like, everyone seems to hate this place, and I love this place for the lore that you can get in here. But I can see why people hate it for the random encounters, because they just seem to happen all the time, and it's just, it becomes annoying. There's an iron in here. I think we've seen all of these enough that you know which one does what. Believe you want, this guy's actually required. I believe. My mentor wants to live here. Oh, that's a bit creepy. Scientist Brayden. Magnemite. He's a steel type, he's a Magnemite. Gonna use thunder attacks, Magnemite. It's kinda hard to fight Magnemite. That'll be 50 bucks. I don't know. Save the torch! Okay, I gotta stop because people are gonna be like, oh, you're singing some sort of songs. You're the worst YouTuber that's ever lived. How can you live with yourself? I don't know how I live with myself. Oh, wow, that wasn't even a critical hit. That just did, okay. That is rather interesting. I didn't think I was gonna do that much. Oh, and I'm gonna live just because of that. And I had a burp. And I had a burp. And I had a burp. Oh, by the way, if you guys watch my vlog channel, I recently got a Hori Nintendo GameCube Game Boy Player controller, which is a mouthful, but I got one and I'm really happy with it. It's actually it's actually really nice. I'm recording this using it, and it's actually like really comfy. It's a lot better than using the Game Boy Advance, which is what I was using before as a controller, because you can do that if you have the GameCube to Game Boy Advance wire that was used for like Coliseum and Forest Swords and stuff. Was it worth all the money I spent on it? Eh. Yeah, I wish it was in the slightly better condition, admittedly, but it's like, it's rare. These things are really hard to find, and it is like it is very comfortable to use. And it also works for Wii Virtual Console games. SNES ones, I should say, because SNES controllers, or SNES games on the Virtual Console will let you use the D-pad on the GameCube controller, which makes the Hori Nintendo GameCube controller very useful, because you can do that, and that's good. I also, in case you were watching that vlog, in case you didn't watch that vlog, I also got an NES and a Nintendo Entertainment System. An NES and a Nintendo Entertainment System. I got a NES and a Sega Genesis. Sega Genesis I got in box, but I opened it anyway, because my dad was like, play it, and I was like, fine, and I did. I went the wrong way. Yeah, I did. Anyway, what you want to do is I have to hit a switch again, and I have to activate another repel again. This place is really confusing, but you can avoid most of the trainers in here after that one, I think. Or maybe that one wasn't even required. Maybe I'm an idiot. That one wasn't even required, was it? It wasn't required. Whatever, you want to hit this switch again. And you want to run down here, and maybe go down this one on the far right. Yeah, and you end up down here. And this guy you actually can't skip, which is weird. Thank Christ you can run in here. I was gonna say like thank God, and then I said to myself, no, don't say God. Don't use the Lord's name in vain. And then I was like, thank Christ. And it's the same thing. What the? Wait a minute. What? Oh, there's probably like a switch down here. Oh no, this is where I'm supposed to go. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to come in here and you want to avoid that guy, and you have to use another repel so I don't run into wild battles. You don't want to run into wild battles. September 1st, Mewtwo is far too powerful. We have failed to curb its vicious tendencies. That was from the anime. That was one thing I really liked about the anime, that they did, the anime did allude to the movie, because that scene where Mewtwo is seen flying out of the flying out of the gym. It was in the anime for one episode, so it was really good that way. Anyway, although I like how I said like he was seen in that scene. Have you seen that scene guy who was seen in that scene? I don't know, that's weird. Remember one time as a kid, I forget what game we used to play as a kid. We used to play catch. But like we played like extreme catch in school, where like we would throw a ball from like across the field, and there'd be like a group of kids trying to catch it just so they could throw it back. It was fun when you were in like grade 1 and 2. Anyway, and we would keep track of like every time you caught one, it was 1 point, or every time they didn't catch it, it was 1 point for the other team. And I remember one time we were tied 2-2, and I'm like, hey guys, it's 2-2. And they're like, I don't get, and they were all like, I don't get it. Who's the third person? And I'm like, no, it's 2-2-2. Get it? Like hyphen, cause like it's 2-2, and they didn't get it. And I felt like, I think that's why I don't like puns now, because no one got my puns when I was a kid. No one got my puns, so no one's allowed. Well, level 38 Raticate. Now, ain't that just the bee's knees? Oh, well, I'm done. You had a good life, Sorback. You had a good life. It doesn't really matter at this point. We've gotten through this place. It took me long enough. But we got through it. And we're going to throw out Rudolph. Rudolph is going to hit with the Brick Break. Man, those bugs. You know those bugs that make that noise? I was talking about these earlier. The bugs that make the noise outside that are supposed to, like, signify, like, if you count it, like, that's how hot it is outside sort of thing. They have been going crazy. It is really hot over here on the East Coast. Like, it is really hot over here on the East Coast. And it is stupid. I'm going to close my window after this recording. Because there's always one making noise back there. Back there, out there, whatever. My window is behind me. Anyway, avoid that. Oh, Jesus. Ah, Jesus. I just want to avoid all the trainers. Please. There's a way out of here. I'm trying to remember which way it is. I just have to hit another switch, don't I? Oh, there's a switch up there. Let's hit this switch. Well, I did hit the switch. There we go. Head down here, head through here. I think you want to run back and hit another switch. I'm sorry, it's going to be a decently long episode. I'm going to try cutting it out wherever I got Sean Kingston in front of the party now, too. Oh, wait, maybe I do have the right switch now. Yeah, I do. No, I have the wrong switch. So I have to go back in and flip that switch again, don't I? I can use an escape rope, but I'm going to show you guys the quick and easy way to get out. Except it's not that easy if I keep like running around like this. Oh, jeez, I almost fought that guy. I was going to be really mad if I fought that guy because I didn't want to fight him. I did not want to fight him. Anyway, you can come up around here and go down here. And if you head out this door, it's another front door. I don't get it. Anyway, so that's it. Real quick, I'm going to run back over to the Pokemon lab. But it's not Professor Oak's lab, so it's not the same. It's not the same, yo. Repels effect wore off. We study Pokemon extensively every day. People often bring us rare Pokemon for examination. Really? Really now? Really? 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 I have an Articuno. I'm using him as an airplane. How do you feel about that? How you feel? Anyway. You late? Where were you? Your fossil is back to life. It was Aerodactyl-like, I think. And you receive an Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl is the rock flying type. Really, really freaking good. Fastest rock type ever in Pokemon, I believe. Except Archon, I believe, is now a contender. But anyway. As of up to Gen 4 was the fastest rock type. And for good reason, this thing was a menace. Because was a menace because it had a lot of attack, a lot of speed. It was a glass cannon, but it was really good in competitive Gen 4 play because you could just be like, yo, check out Stealth Rocks! First turn Stealth Rocks, and that's what he was kind of known for. And then he had a really powerful Earthquake and a really powerful Stone Edge or Rock Slide. I would highly suggest it. I already have Rhyhorn. Because I've used Aerodactyl on like so many runs, and the other problem is you get him at level 5, and I was like, I have to work him all the way up from level 5. That's so much off-screen work. In the original games, you got him at level 20, which wouldn't be that bad. But in this game, you get him at level 5. And it's just like, look how cool it is! And it's like only level 5, so I'm not going to use it. Anyway, next time on Pokemon FireRed, we are going to be heading into the gym. Because now we have the key. That's why we went through the Pokemon Mansion, by the way. Because we needed a key. So anyway, I'll see you guys all next time.